got Malcolm X in my jeans. I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kusa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah, talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me?
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified. All right. Hello, AJ Matthews. G from the land is in the house. Male Panther Strike. All right. Leon is here. DJ Big Six. Let's get into it. Nessa G. All right. Dragon Lily is in the house. Easy is here. Andrew from the land down under. All right. Let's get into it. Claudette. All right. W. Jones is here. Jeff ATL, shout out to all of my loyal royals. I see you, we the people. Bronze Flat Power God. Shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. And a big shout out to my moderators for putting in work. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's first have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so with that all being said, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay, so let's talk about Trump, honey. Let's talk about Trump and all that he is doing. Okay, and be sure to hit that like button. Thank you in advance. So first of all, Trump has been threatening to go to Chicago, Baltimore, New Orleans is the latest place that he's now talking about. And he has gotten a token black family to pretty much say that they want him to come to Chicago because they need him there. I'm going to let you all hear from them in just a moment. But Trump suggests sending National Guard troops to New Orleans next. So let's get into it, honey. Trump knows he is doing the absolute most. So President Donald Trump suggested Wednesday that New Orleans could be his next target for deploying the National Guard, potentially expanding the number of cities around the nation where he may send federal law enforcement. Now, mind you, they've already told Trump that this is all illegal, okay? Trump says the escalation is necessary because New Orleans has a crime problem, but city leaders point out that crime rates have dropped considerably this year. Now, Republican Governor Jeff Landry said on social media that Louisiana would take Trump's assistance from New Orleans to Shreveport, but local leaders of the Democratic controlled city were less supportive. Now, they say marching troops into New Orleans is an unnecessary show of force in effort to create a solution to a problem that doesn't exist. Now, that's what City Council President J.P. Morrow said. Trump has already said that he plans to send the National Guard into Chicago and Baltimore, following his deployment of troops and federal agents to patrol the streets of Washington, D.C. just last month. So anyway, with that all being said, let's get into it because y'all know Trump is crazy. And here's the thing, this is nothing more than a distraction because Trump can send people, he can send these there, like they're so tough on crime, but what happens when they leave? Are they going to stay there forever? And we're supposed to think because they come there for 30 days or however long they're supposed to stay, that when they leave their crime, it's just going to still be low. Okay, nobody's going to be committing crime. Well, of course they are. Okay, that's not going to stop crime at the end of the day. And Trump wants people to sit here and foolishly think that there's no crime in DC all of a sudden. Of course, there's still crime. What is he talking about? Okay. So this is just a temporary fix, if even that. All right. And for one, there should be no time that U.S. military officials are allowed to patrol the streets of the United States armed with weapons, okay, patrolling citizens. That's what the police are for. And we have a hard enough time with guard or National Guards and all of them added into the mix. Okay, so anyway, how Chicago and Boston are readying for Trump's promise of more immigration raids. Honey, Trump said he is getting his country together in one fell swoop. Please pay attention. So, as residents of Chicago prepare to mark Mexican Independence Day with parades and different events starting this weekend, immigration advocates, as well as state and city officials, are bracing for the celebrations to potentially coincide with a surge of immigration enforcement. They say, we have reason to believe that Stephen Miller chose the month of September to come to Chicago because of celebrations around Mexican Independence Day that happen every year. So, you know what? Stephen Miller is such a wanton supremacist. That's probably exactly why he decided to come then. Okay, so that's what Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said in a news press conference on Tuesday, referring to the senior White House aide who has been credited with driving President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. Now, the governor added that he's deeply concerned that officials will specifically target the celebrations and Latino communities. Officials and advocates in Boston are also preparing for any attempt by Trump to ramp up immigration enforcement after Politico published a report on Friday indicating that Trump was preparing for an immigration crackdown in the city. Now, NBC News hasn't independently verified the report, which cites an unnamed current and a former administration official. Now, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey told NBC News in a statement on Wednesday that what we're seeing from Donald Trump across the country isn't about public safety, it's about political intimidation. Of course, that's what it is, and a smokescreen, okay, to try to sidetrack everybody from talking about Epstein. Now, while there aren't yet concrete indications of exactly when additional law enforcement could be expected in those cities, immigration enforcement has gone hand in hand with the Trump administration's sending National Guard troops to Los Angeles and in the federal takeover of Washington, D.C. Now, Trump said late Tuesday that he would be going to Chicago and that he had a right to go into the city to protect his country. That's what he said. Now, the president or the Trump administration has said the operations are necessary to bring down crime, although statistics show crime has been down in the cities, including Los Angeles, Washington, and now Chicago, as well as Boston. So the Department of Homeland Security said in a statement that it will go to wherever these criminal illegal aliens are, including Chicago and Boston. Under President Trump and Secretary Kristi Noem, nowhere is a safe haven for criminal illegal aliens, they say. If you come to our country illegally and break our laws, we will hunt you down, arrest you, and deport you, and you will never return. I mean, that's tough talk. Do y'all hear it? What do y'all have to say about it all, honey? They are going in, are they not? They said, we will hunt you down, honey. I can just picture them out there with a pack of wild hunting dogs, honey, chasing the poor little immigrants to and fro. Honey, these people sound like it's back in 1928. Are y'all listening? But let me continue. So Pritzker, a Democrat, said Trump was positioning armed federal agents on federal property in Chicago, okay, in the Chicago region, and warned that he would send masked agents with immigration and customs enforcement planning to raid Latino communities, saying that in the coming days, we expect to see what has played out in Los Angeles and Washington, D.C. to happen here in Chicago. Now, this is what he said on Tuesday, saying that none of this is about fighting crime or making Chicago any safer. For Trump, it's about testing his power and producing a political drama to cover up his corruption. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. We are ready to fight troop deployments in court, and we will do everything possible to ensure that agents operating inside the confines of this state do so in a legal and ethical manner. Now, Brandon Lee, the director of communications for the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, said the advocacy group's focus was on making sure its rapid response teams were ready, increasing the hours and staffing on its ICE enforcement hotline, providing information to people about their rights and connecting them to legal and social services. Let me tell you all something. Trump is going through an awful lot to try to wiggle out of that Jeffrey Epstein stuff, honey. I know he is just so annoyed that they just yesterday and the day before had the victims come to speak at the Capitol. So anyway, with that all being said, they say we're using this moment to promote the hotline to make sure rapid response teams are prepared. And when the moment comes, making sure that there is joint pushback against the Trump administration's overreach. They have been employing new tactics to disrupt our communities and separate families. We're just ready to be nimble. Now, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson said alongside Pritzker on Tuesday that violence in the city is not because we have too many immigrants, it's because we have too many guns. So Johnson signed an executive order Saturday aimed at curbing the power of federal law enforcement officers and National Guard troops should Trump send them to Chicago. One of the main points of the order, Johnson said, was to direct the city's law department to use every legal mechanism to try to stop Trump's potential plans. Now, the executive order also clarifies what actions police officers can take to assist federal law enforcement and says the police department won't collaborate with military personnel or civil immigration enforcement. Okay, so that's what they're not going to do. So Sophia Zaman, the executive director of the Raise the Floor Alliance, said its members have been checking in with leaders and flying work sites doing peer outreach and working arm in arm with other advocacy groups to prepare. Okay, Raise the Floor Alliance is a coalition for work centers including in immigrant communities where people are deeply impacted by the administration's policies, she says. Now, she says, we know that the city is facing historic lows when it comes to violence in the city. And what we really need is investments in healthcare and a thriving living wage and all kinds of benefits that really help stabilize our communities, not this kind of militarianism. Okay, and that's exactly true because this is going to be a whole bunch of mess. All right, this is nothing more than Gestapo tactics aimed at intimidating the people that live in those communities, which are mainly people who look like me. Now she says we're going to equip our people and we'll be ready. The Trump administration has indicated that other Democratic cities could also be on the list. Noam told CBS News on Sunday that she would encourage every single big city like San Francisco, Boston, Chicago, wherever or whatever they are, if they want to if they want to help make their city safer, more prosperous, allow people the opportunity to walk in freedom, like the people of Washington, D.C. are now, and like they are now, and enjoying going out to eat at night and not having to worry if they're going to be a victim of a carjacking or a robbery. They should call us. Do y'all hear this? Let me ask you all something. Let me ask you all something. Now, once in the chat, for those of you who fear, put a one in the chat, please, if you fear going out late at night to the grocery store, the gas station, the ATM, or anywhere like that, or being carjacked or anything like that. Put a one in the chat if you have those fears when you leave your house at night. If you're scared, say you're scared, is all I'm saying. No, I'm not being funny, but really, if you have an issue and you have a reason to fear, like you're looking over your shoulder, you're concerned or whatever, worried if you're going to get home safe. Sierra says she don't live in those cities. Okay. So most people are saying no. I see maybe one or two ones. And that's the thing. Trump acts like we all live in Baghdad. Like there's bombs being dropped to and fro. And like, like there's just landmines that we have to carefully try to avoid. Like there's someone behind every corner, around every corner, behind every tree. Okay. Leon said he's scared of Trump. Dragon Lily said, you live in the mountains, honey. Okay. It's just all crazy. Okay, Miss E711 said if she don't like Chicago, she should leave. I mean, really, this is all just crazy to me. But hold on, because I want to get to this family that claims they need Trump to Chicago. They welcome his presence and him bringing in all the troops. So anyway, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu's office said it hasn't heard anything from ICE about a potential surge of enforcement in the city, saying, unfortunately, at this moment in our country, where we see this federal administration willing to take actions, okay, that push the boundaries of law or even step beyond the boundaries of law and our Constitution, I imagine every mayor of every major city is having to have or to make some sorts of preparations. Now, that's what Wu told NBC on Monday. Sarah Sekovat, the chief of staff at the Massachusetts Immigrant and Refugee Advocacy Coalition, said that while there are of what any surge in immigration officials would be like, advocates in Boston have been following what has been happening in Los Angeles and Washington and will do the same with any potential operation in Chicago. Now, they say we're in constant communication with organizations on the ground in those cities and across the country anyway. It gives us a sort of an idea of what we can expect. Now, there is some attempt to provide unified response to this around the country, he says. Healy, the Massachusetts governor and a Democrat, pushed back against Trump's stated goal of combating crime. He said that he would go after the worst of the worst. He's repeating what Trump said. He says he'll go after the worst of the worst, but instead he's going after farmers, construction workers, landscapers, nannies, healthcare aides, and restaurant workers. Okay, now that's what Healy said in a statement. She says, this makes us all feel less safe. It makes us all less safe. And it isn't helping our economy or lowering any of the cost. That's what the president is trying to avoid talking about. Okay, like, yeah, right. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Okay? Because here's the thing. They're supposed to be doing all of this, but funny thing is, y'all don't think our government is the reason, at least part of the reason for crime in our community? When they have things like projects, which is literally a project. Okay, it was an experiment, all that social experiments and all the other foolish things they've done. planting illegal substances in our community, planting guns. Part of the reason for so much crime in Chicago, in my opinion, it has long been rumored for years, and Chicago natives have said that there have been guns purposely put in their neighborhoods. There was a man who told a story about 6, 7 years ago where he said they got up one morning about 6 o'clock in the morning and there was an entire huge crate of all sorts of exotic guns just sitting in the alley. Not just regular guns you go into any gun shop to purchase, but exotic, fancy guns that you wouldn't see on a daily basis. And everybody in the neighborhood had a gun, 13 and 14-year-olds included. Okay, what about the time a rocket launcher was found in the streets of Chicago and turned into the police, only to find that obviously one of the police SUVs dropped it? First of all, what is the police doing with a rocket launcher? What are they even doing with a rocket launcher? But if you have one, you mean to tell me it wasn't safely secured and it fell out into the streets for anyone to pick up and use? It probably was put there on purpose. Okay. I'm just saying, I don't put anything past these nefarious people in this country. So I want you all to think about that because Trump's sitting here acting like he's trying to help. Honey, we all know Trump doesn't give a darn about people who look like me. That's what he doesn't do. Okay. But now this family says that their son was killed in his own backyard. And so they did an interview with Fox News, which was the first detail that I paid attention to. Yeah, these are a token black family, and I'm sorry for their loss. But at the end of the day, having Trump come down to our military is not it. Okay, I don't know what some of our people be thinking. Okay, like stuff, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
My son went outside. The boys pulled up right behind our house. They shot him down in the alley. I mean, I was home. His brother was home. We found my son literally on the ground in the alley taking his last breath. My name is Marquita Sally. I'm from the south side of Chicago, born and raised here. Um, I'm a mother of three boys that was also born and raised here. Um, Unfortunately, my oldest was shot and killed here in Chicago. When holidays and birthdays and stuff come around, we are together. Um, but the process itself has been rough.
He was just learning to drive. The car outside that I'm driving now would have been his right now today. But we didn't have those opportunities because he was taken away from us too early. My name is Miss Gail. My grandson is Gregory Wilson III. You got people still robbing, stealing, killing. Just the other day, a 5-year-old boy got killed, shot in the head. It's like it's never going to end. So if Mr. Trump want to bring these troops to Chicago, hey, bring them on. What we got to lose? You know what I'm saying? Put some fear in, let them know that they here and they want, to protect the city of Chicago. We got elderly people afraid to ride the red line. You got kids can't go outside and play. You got women don't want to walk at night alone.
In my teenage years, the age that my kids are now, me and my girl cousins, even my boy cousins, all of us together, just walking down the street, laughing, talking, having a good time. Right now, my son could tell me he's walking to the convenience store around the corner. No, you are not. You have to be head on with your kids nowadays. You can't beat around the bush because at this point in Chicago, they life at stake.
Do you think the community's been heard by like the government, the mayor, that kind of stuff? Has there been any positive?
No, I'm gonna tell you something. No, they focus. This 24/7. Everything. The migrants came here, baby. They had everything in the whole wide world they wanted. You know what I'm saying?
They just allow us to lay outside in the street on the bike box. Y'all could help these people, but yet y'all bring people from
Somewhere else.
lot of people say, they get on TV, oh, my kid was this good kid. My kid didn't do this. My kid didn't do that. My kid was a boy. So, of course, he did the boy stuff as far as fighting and all of that. But as far as guns and selling drugs and robbing and stealing and killing, I didn't have that type of child.
This him right here, Gregory Wilson. He was loved by all, and we miss him dearly. But we are in court. The person that did this, he is in jail, and we're not looking for him to get out ever. One thing good about my grandson, he was a cereal eater. You know what I'm saying? He loved him some cereal, and he played his video games, go to school, and come home. It don't affect just one person in the family, the mother, the father, the grandparents. He got aunties and uncles, you know what I'm saying? Little cousin, he got cousins over there.
Give you the shirt off his back, sweetheart. But they took my little baby, but
Okay, so it looks like they made that video at home and sent it in to Fox, I guess. That's what it looked like to me. Now I want you all to pay attention because here's the thing. DJ Big Six said, not a man in sight. Exactly what I was thinking. Now, there's no man in that household from the looks of it, and I'm willing to bet money that that's why a lot of this thuggery is going on. Because there's no man in the households. The single moms are out here working their fingers to the bone, and they're not home to raise those kids because they have to work to pay the bills. And then they have all these kids running awry, being, raised by the streets, so to speak. And then there you have it. Now they need the man, and by that I mean the government or Trump. Now they need him to come in and save the day. Why don't you go find you a good man, honey, and get some stability in your life? Trump cannot save you. The National Guard troops cannot save you. They can come there for a minute, but their presence will be gone. And then what will you do? You'll be back to square one. Nobody is going to come and save you. Black people need to start realizing that the only one that's going to save us is ourselves. Okay? Trump coming down there. Okay, and then what when he leaves? He has to sit there. The National Guard troops have to sit there and babysit them, guard their streets, so they can get home safely, so they don't get carjacked, so they can walk across the street and get a loaf of bread, like Trump said. Please. This is all ridiculous if you ask me. It's a waste of time and taxpayer money, and also a waste of resources, because the National Guard, the FBI, they could all be doing something much more productive and constructive, in my humble opinion. Trump's an idiot. That's just what he is. But anyway, let's go to this video of J.D. Pritzker. And I don't know what they're talking about. I just retweeted this morning on X just so I would have it on my timeline in case I needed it. So let's see what they're talking about.
Whatever comes next. If you or someone you love aren't sure what resources exist for immigrants in our state, I want you to go to IllinoisImmigrationInfo.org. Let me repeat that, IllinoisImmigrationInfo.org. On the front page, there's a red button that says Learn Your Rights. That takes you to a complete Know Your Rights toolkit where you can access specific guidance for different scenarios. Also on that front page is a red button that says Get Legal Help. If you or someone you know needs an immigration lawyer, this page has resources for finding representation. IllinoisImmigrationInfo.org also offers a family emergency plan template so you and your family can make a plan together before anything happens. And if you do end up facing an immigration emergency, call the Family Support Network hotline at 1-855-435-7693. There are translation services available and people ready to help. Our goal is not to scare anyone, but to prepare everyone to face some ugly realities in the coming days. Many Illinoisans who look a certain way
All right. I wish that she had finished the rest of what she was about to say because I sure wanted to hear it. Okay. And so, anyway, honey, that being said, it's safe to see that they don't want Trump there. Okay. They don't want Trump there. All right. But anyway, let's continue because a poll shows that a majority of Americans don't want Trump to send National Guards to major cities, as he says Chicago and Baltimore are next. Okay. They're out here taking polls on it, and the survey says no way. So, as thousands of National Guard troops patrol the streets of Washington, D.C., over the objections of local officials and residents, Donald Trump said on Tuesday that he plans to deploy the military to Chicago and Baltimore next. But according to a new Yahoo YouGov poll, just 37% of Americans say that they would approve of the president sending soldiers to major cities after D.C. Now, in contrast, a majority, 53%, say they disapprove. They say, we're going in. Remember, that's what Trump said. We're going in. He said on Tuesday when reporters asked about deploying National Guard troops in Chicago, we have the right to do it. Without specifying a timeline, I didn't say when, he says. The president went on to insist that he has an obligation to protect the country, and that includes Baltimore. Trump's comments about Chicago and Baltimore came just hours after Judge Charles Breyer District Court in San Francisco ruled that the president and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth violated the Posse Comitatus Act of 1878, using military troops for law enforcement in Los Angeles earlier this year. A decision that could complicate the administration's plans for Chicago and Baltimore if other courts adopt Breyer's reasoning. Now, under current law, governors control each state's National Guard, and the Posse Comitatus Act prohibits the president from deploying the armed forces to participate in domestic law enforcement operations unless he declares that an insurrection is underway. Now, we know Trump don't give a darn about insurrections because there was one underway at that Capitol January the 6th. Okay, now if the governor of Illinois would call me up, I would love to do it. That's what Trump said. But now we're going to do it anyway. And so anyway, honey, what do y'all have to say about it all? Because like I told you guys on yesterday, people have been protesting Trump. Hold on, beloveds. Sorry about that. Okay, so now with that being said, Putin responded. Okay, Russia has responded. If you all remember on yesterday, I told you how Trump was acting like a scorned lover. And he was talking about Putin and Xi Jinping basically plotting and conspiring against the United States. So the Kremlin comes out and says Putin is not plotting against the United States with Xi and Kim. Because he tried to say Kim Jong-un was involved in it too. Trump is such an idiot. Okay. Such an idiot. Immigrants getting resources we should be getting, says Southern Breeze. Well, here's the thing. Listen, this is what y'all need to think about. If you all went to another country to live, right? Let's say somewhere in Africa, do you think they would be giving you all resources? One, if yes, two, if no. Do you think they would be giving you all resources? Because Robert said commander and thief. Most of you all are saying no. Most of you all are saying no. Some of the countries would, because they would want you all to move there to stimulate the economy. Hold on. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm pulling up something real quick. Now listen to this. I just want y'all to just, stop focusing on what the immigrants are getting that we're not getting for a second. Because here's the thing. I was thinking about it one day, right? I was thinking about it one day and I said, you know what? If you all remember when I had Mr. Raymond Fontroy on the show maybe 2 or 3 years ago for Black History Month, the man that was the driver for Dr. King at some point. If you remember, he was talking about how the immigrants, when they were coming to Florida in the 70s, specifically the Cubans, and he was talking about how that stimulated the economy. And then some people were getting upset because they were putting all these businesses up everywhere. Now, the people that were getting upset were not the people who look like me, it's the other people, because they were opening up all these businesses and all of that. And then it was hurting their businesses, basically. But nonetheless, he talked about how it would stimulate the economy. So I said, if immigrants come in here stimulates our economy, then of course, immigrants coming to other countries will stimulate their economy as well. So that would mean that if people are coming to other countries, just like immigrants are coming here, they're likely going to get some sort of tangible benefits as well. Because that's incentive for them to stay. Okay? Now let's talk about it because I just typed it in. Do countries give benefits to immigrants? Yes. Many countries, let me just put this on the screen, honey. So y'all don't think I'm just lying, just telling y'all stuff. I mean, honestly, some of this stuff is common sense, but I digress. Okay, now, that being said, yes, many countries provide benefits to immigrants, though eligibility often depends on immigration status, country of origin, and the specific benefit. Benefits can range from public health coverage and nutritional assistance to financial and social services, but these are frequently restricted for non-citizens and in various forms. Now, many programs are reserved for citizens or lawful permanent residents, while undocumented immigrants have limited access to benefits. Some benefits may require a waiting period or a certain duration of legal residency. Different countries and even different states within a country have varying immigration and social welfare policies. Some states in the U.S. offer public health coverage to all residents, including immigrants, regardless of status. Okay, the United States, for the record, has a terrible healthcare system. They need to sit down somewhere. Okay, I'm sorry, it's true. Now, economic benefits. Immigrants often contribute significantly to the economy. See, that's what I'm talking about. They boost the economy, boosting consumer spending, expanding the labor force, and starting new businesses. That's also why they give them grants here in the United States, because they want them to start new businesses because it stimulates the economy. But they don't want to give people who look like me, who've been here and born here, they don't want to give us business grants, honey. Please pay attention. Now, with that up, is because that's because they hate on us continuously. It's facts. Now, social services. Access to certain social services like housing or unemployment benefits can be restricted based on immigration status and duration of residency. To understand specific benefits and eligibility, you must research the immigration and social welfare policies of the particular country you're interested in. Okay, so there are some countries that'll give you some things. Some of the things will be restricted, some not as much. Some of them may be for more so for citizens rather than immigrants, but they will give you a few things. Joy said exactly, Queen, they hate us. Yes, they do. It is so obvious. Okay, it is so obvious. So anyway, with that all being said, lawyer says that's prime real estate. Trump's objective is to redevelop property along Lake Michigan. Yes, he is definitely going to clean up O Block. All right, honey. Well, we'll see how it all fares at the end of the day. We'll see how it all pans out. I mean, we know that Trump is definitely not doing it for anyone that he's trying that he's not definitely doing it with good intentions or actually trying to help anybody or giving a darn about anybody. Everything Trump does, he has an ulterior motive, and that's just what it is. Okay, so now let's talk about it because, like I told you all, Trump came out like a scorned lover, sitting there crying and whining. I told y'all he was gonna cry in the car. I literally told you all because I know Trump is in love with Putin. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. I'm convinced. He wants to marry Putin, you guys. He wants Putin for himself. So I knew that there was going to be some trouble. And just as I predicted, Trump cried in the car. Trump comes out and leaves that letter like a scorned lover. Okay? That's because that's what he is. How dare Putin do him dirty? Let's read it again for good measure. Okay? This is what Trump posted. Trump said the big question to be answered is whether or not President Xi of China will mention the massive amount of support and blood that the United States of America gave to China in order to help to secure its freedom from a very unfriendly foreign invader. Many Americans died in China's quest for victory and glory. I hope that they are rightfully honored and remembered for their bravery and sacrifice. May President Xi and the wonderful people of China have a great and lasting day of celebration. Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America. President Donald J. Trump. When I tell you all, Trump got down on that one, honey. Trump got down on that one. When I tell y'all that, it was hilarious to me. That's when you knew how upset Trump was. Okay, that's when you knew. Okay, that was the pettiest of all pettiness. He brought up everything they have done for them, talking about they hope these people are praised and remember for their bravery and glory. Like China, we saved y'all's arses. Okay, let's hope y'all remember that while sitting over there with Putin and Kim Jong Un conspiring against us. Trump said they are Confederate against us. Do y'all hear that? Trump is a whole hot mess. Trump might just be pettier than I am. Okay, there's no doubt about it. He definitely is pettier than I am, honey. But Trump is a hot mess. Okay, so now let's talk about it because Putin has responded. Okay, Russia suggests Trump was being ironic with Putin, Xi, Kim, and saying that they're conspiring against him. They said he's being ironic. So China's Xi Jinping, Russia's Vladimir Putin, and North Korea's Kim Jong-un met publicly for the first time as part of an event in Beijing to mark 80 years since Japan's defeat at the end of World War II. Now, the event's main attraction was a massive and highly choreographed military parade in Beijing's Tiananmen Square. Now, it showcased China's advancing military might in front of 50,000 guests and spectators. China unveiled a new long range hypersonic missile, underwater drones, and even robotic wolves. So it sounds nefarious. The ceremony was largely shunned by Western leaders, but the appearance of Xi, Putin, and Kim together for the first time did not, okay, according to the Kremlin, amount to a diplomatic plot. Listen, y'all, they said it did not amount to a diplomatic plot against the United States, despite a suggestion from President Donald Trump in a post on his Truth Social platform that it did just that. Donald Trump, please stop hating. Now, please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America. That's what Trump said in a post directed at Xi on Truth Social as the event kicked off September the 2nd. Trump was clearly pressed, honey. Okay, how dare they meet without him? Kremlin foreign policy aide Yuri Yushakov said that Trump may have been being ironic. He said, I would like to say that no one has been conspiring. No one has been plotting anything. No conspiracies. Okay, that's what Yushakov said on Russian TV. Trump had earlier told reporters that he did not see the parade as a challenge to the United States. However, Xi used a crowd-pleasing speech to highlight how China's growing military and diplomatic clout represents an alternative to the U.S.-led world under Trump's White House that has strained relations with allies and rivals alike. Do y'all hear this? They are clowning Trump and us along with him. They said, first of all, not diplomatic clout, honey. Is Trump out here on a whole diplomatic clout chase, no less? Said it represents an alternative to a U.S.-led world under Trump's White House that has strained relations with allies and rivals alike. I am so done with Trump. They said rivals alike, honey, just to let y'all know that Trump is not only pissing off the rivals, he done messed around and pissed off the allies. And now what do you got? Okay? Now what do you have? But didn't I tell you all this days ago? Trump is an idiot. Didn't I say this just the other day? Now he's got Modi from India, Xi Jinping from China, Kim Jong-un from North Korea, Putin from Russia, all on his arse, and ours too, because we live here. Then went around and messed with Maduro from Venezuela, talking about that man's a rug trafficker, talking about that man stole the whole election. Same thing he tried over in the United States, mind you. And as if he's one to talk, even if it were true. Trump, you're a whole 34 times convicted felon. You allowed an insurrection. In fact, you incited an insurrection, but yet you're still the president. How corrupt is that? So even if that man over in Venezuela, Maduro, is trafficking illegal substances, even if that man did steal that election over there, Trump, so what? Mind your business, because you got plenty of it. Okay? The nerve. And let's not forget about the Epstein list, Trump. You're a good friend for at least a decade, allegedly. Okay? All these allegations of sexual assault and harassment. The nerve of him to talk about anybody else as president. The nerve of us to do the same when we have him as the commander-in-chief. All right? Make it all make sense. I'm sure no one can. So anyway, with that all being said, and they sit up here clowning this fool talking about he done pissed off the rivals and the allies alike. Yes, he did. Okay, so now they say, and like I said, don't forget, when he started that mess with Maduro over there in Venezuela, now you got to worry about the Colombian president. You got to worry about the prime minister over there in Venezuela as well. And then you got to worry about the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum. And you already know she can't stand Trump, honey. All right. And then he's talking about they're all having cartels and all that. And then talking about the president of Venezuela is a cartel. Well, you know, he might be, Trump. If he is, you might want to watch how you deal with him. Okay? Cartels are very dangerous people, is all I'm saying, honey. All right. This is all crazy, but we continue. They say today mankind is faced with the choice of peace or war, dialogue or confrontation, win or zero sum. This is what Z said as helicopters trailed large banners and fighter jets flew in formation over Tiananmen Square. So the 70-minute showcase culminated in the release of 80,000 birds. Z said that the Chinese people firmly stand on the front side of history. I'm sorry, on the right side of history. He inspected troops and China's military equipment while riding in an open-top limousine. After the parade, Xi told guests at a lavish reception at the nearby Great Hall of the People, Chinese state media outlet Xinhua reported that humanity must not return to the law of the jungle, honey. Not the law of the jungle. So during the parade, Xi was seated between Putin and Kim in the viewing gallery. They were seen repeatedly engaged in conversations. Honey, where do y'all find out what they was talking about? It's all nefarious. Putin later thanked his North Korean counterpart for his soldiers fighting in the war in Ukraine. Russia state media gave this information. Now, Kim said he was willing to do everything he could to help Russia, saying if there's anything I can or must do for you and the Russian people, I consider it my duty as a fraternal obligation. That's what Kim said as he obtained financial and missile technology assistance from Russia. Ooh, honey, this is why Trump thinks they're plotting on U.S. Trump, they're not plotting, honey, because Putin just say straight up to your stupid face because they know you're not going to do anything about it. Kim brought his teenage daughter to Beijing for the parade. It was her first public outing overseas. Her appearance has fueled speculation that she may be his potential successor in the family's dynastic rule. Now, the North Korean government has disclosed little information about Kim's daughter with his wife, Ri Sol-ju. So anyway, honey, it seems like they were just having a good time living it up. And Trump was unwanted. His presence was unwanted. Okay, and they said, just for FYI, nobody's over here thinking about you, Trump. Nobody is sitting here trying to conspire against you, fool. And at the end of the day, it's ironic. You know why they said it's ironic for Trump to have said that about them conspiring? Because they know that's what he's doing. They said it's ironic. They said Trump was being ironic when he said that because they're like, he's the one conspired on us. He's the one not to be trusted. He's the one that's a liar who lies. He's the one that tries to intimidate his political rivals. He's the one who tries to hit you with high tariffs anytime you don't do what he says. Okay, that's why his silly self has India upset with the U.S. right now. Okay. Trump is the socially awkward one at the party, says G Major. Yes, absolutely. Too bad he doesn't know it. Too bad he doesn't know it. But here's the thing. I want you all to hear this audio. I want y'all to hear this audio, honey. Now, just remember y'all heard this here first. But Z and Putin was having a little old conversation that I thought was very interesting. You see, they was talking about, and you got to listen close. It's a brief clip. But in this clip, they're talking about organ transplants and living indefinitely. It's about 150 years old. I want y'all to pay attention to this. Hold on. Like, stop, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to play the audio. Honey, I love getting these leaked audios. Now I'm going to put something over this because I'm not sure, but I think the BBC hit you with a copyright, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to put some over this, and y'all do what that says while you listen. Thank you.
Clarify.
Okay, so now with that all being said, hold on, beloveds, because I was multitasking while I let you all listen to that. Hold on. So I'm sorry, I forgot I was gonna have to translate it to you all because basically they were speaking in their language. Hold on. Hold on, let me tell you exactly what they said. These days, 70 years old is young. In the past, it used to be rare for someone to be older than 70. And these days, they say that 70 is still a child. This is what they're saying. Some of it's inaudible. Okay, they say human organs can be repeatedly transplanted so that one can get younger and younger in spite of age and might even be able to stave off old age. It's predicted that in this century, it might become possible to live to be 150. Child, if they don't sit down somewhere, do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? This is what they're having a whole conversation about. Now, they didn't know that was being recorded, mind you. They didn't know that's being recorded, but saying that they're saying in this century, you could live to be 150. First of all, why would you want to live to be that darn old? Okay. And then they're talking about organ transplants. So are they saying that if you continuously get organ transplants, you can live to be that long? Let me tell y'all something. There was one of the Rockefellers. That man had about 9 heart transplants. That man lived to be like 99 years old. And I remember thinking, where in the hell is he getting those hearts from? I know he's probably was getting them from people who look like me. Hold on. Let me just double check. Why would you let anybody get that many darn heart transplants? Honey, he should have been dead way before that. That's just a waste. Let his old arse go on up out of here. Now listen to this. They say he died in 2017 at the age of 101 from heart failure. 101. So they might be onto something. Think about it. Think about it, honey. They might be onto something because they definitely said that his old behind got multiple heart transplants. David Rockefeller. Right here it says 7. Anyway, they're saying that he didn't get multiple heart transplants, but I bet you he did, honey. Let me tell you something. The lies and things they'll do for harvested organs, it's all nefarious. Okay. You know, that's a good point, Sierra. Sierra said it works for cars. Okay. Honey, I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be here for no 150 darn years, honey. Okay. I don't have time for it. What the hell do you do after 150 years? Anybody, once in the chat, if y'all want to live to be 150 years old, just remember you're going to look like hell. Just remember you're going to look like hell 9 times out of 10, because I don't care how much plastic surgery they have, honey. At some point, it's not going to work. At some point, it's going to stop working. Okay. 150 years old, no, thank you. Because everybody that you know is going to be dead. Everybody that you know and love is going to be dead. Wait a minute. Are y'all putting one for yes? Or one's for, I forgot which one. One's is yes, right? Mel said yes, Queen. Look and feel like hell. Whoa says, hold on. It says, let me read this comment. It says, don't worry, beautiful Black American women. You have bodyguards here, real steppers fighting to keep us all alive. Okay, thank you for that, beloved. Songwriter Sonny said he's already dead. Y'all are something else. Ever said you can be a dictator for a long time. Bobby said you would have no choice but to make new friends. Who wants to be friends with an old arse person who's 150? I'm sorry. Are y'all really thinking this through? Y'all sound crazy to me. Talking about make new friends. Honey, what you look like with your old arse at 150 talking about making some friends? Who wants to hang out with you? Where are you going? And what are you going to do when you get there? I have questions. Easy said some of us walk the walking dead. Ooh, honey. Jay McClendon said, I don't want to live to be 150. No, me either. Me either, honey. Please sit down. Eva said, Queen, I'm disappointed. Apparently, you or your family and loved ones have never been victims of crime. This lady has ever right to ask Trump to come to Chicago to help lower the crime. Eva, let me say something to you, honey. Okay? Let me just say this to you and anyone else who might be agreeing with your sentiments. Here's the thing. I didn't say that she didn't have a right to want Trump to come to Chicago to try to lower crime. I said that's not going to work, and it isn't. Because common sense says that once they leave, crime's going to be the same as it was before they ever came. That's a fact. Okay, and as big as Chicago is, what are they going to be? Just everywhere in every nook and cranny, stopping crime? Of course not. That's not going to work. Okay, now with that all being said, yes, that is her prerogative if she wants them to come there. It's not my prerogative, and I don't agree with it. And yes, people in my family, and including myself, have been victims of crime. What makes you so foolishly think that just because I disagree with them, that I haven't been a victim of crime? I absolutely have. Everybody that's been a victim of crime doesn't want Trump coming to their states or their city. You think all of those people protesting against it? You think all of those people standing out there talking against it? None of them have ever been a victim of crime except for this lady? That's absolutely obtuse. That's absolutely obtuse, beloved. And you're disappointed in me? Why should anything that I do ever, or anything that I say ever, disappoint you? You don't even know me. Why should you have any expectations of me? See, that's the thing. I've told y'all 1,000 times. How could I disappoint any of you that don't know me personally? There should be nothing that I can do to disappoint you. Because whatever I do, it's not going to affect you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Now, if you paid me some money for something and I didn't do it and I grifted you perhaps, or if you were dependent on me to help you in some other way and I didn't, it fell through, I could see you being disappointed because that's connected to you directly. But my thoughts, views, and opinions should never make any of you disappointed, honey, because I'm under no obligation by any stretch of anyone's imagination, including my own, to feel obligated to go along with whatever some of you think. And that goes vice versa, because neither are any of you obligated to feel that you should go along with whatever I think. We all have our own opinions. Okay, now I don't think Trump needs to take his arse down there to Chicago because it ain't going to help, period. It's going to cause more chaos than peace. Second of all, that's my opinion. And second of all, Trump doesn't give a damn about that lady, her family, or her son that died or that was murdered. That's what he doesn't. Okay? Trump only cares about himself. And that should be abundantly obvious. Now, that all being said, that's what you should be disappointed in if you actually thought that Trump gives a crap. Okay, with that all being said, let's continue. Hold on. Is this what I'm looking for? Y'all, hold on. Let's play just for kicks. Let's listen to Young Thug, honey, because they've been going in on Young Thug. They've been saying Young Thug is a snitch. I don't know if he's a snitch or not, and I really don't care. But they said he was running his mouth. They call him Chatty Patty because the man was talking and now the conversations got leaked. Here's the thing. Don't they know? When do people not realize? How could you be so dumb as to not, comprehend the fact that those phones in jail, the conversations are recorded? Why would you just be talking about stuff? I mean, they're not saying anything incriminating, in my opinion, from what I hear. But talking about Lil Durk, I'm quite sure that's a private conversation that he didn't want everybody to be privy to. But we are, because it was recorded. So let's get into it. Like, so everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
It gotta be. What's up with the boy Dirt? You fuck with the boy Dirt?
Yeah.
You need to make that nigga. You need to make that nigga. You know, I don't know. I did a lot of player shit for the boy too, though. When the boy career went where it supposed to be, man, Pluto. I was really like locked in with him, like just really fucking with him. But I don't know. He acting a little different. I don't like that, man.
What you mean?
Like
what he?
I done sent him a few songs. He just like shit. I know for sure going right up. He just goddamn taking his time, nigga go to
man,
4-5 days, 10 days later, just like that little type shit. Like, man, you got going on, man.
Yeah.
Nigga,
I already know what you mean.
Like, man, nigga done did too much shit for you, man. Watch out, nigga.
Yeah.
He did that to my last album, though. Yeah, I wanted him on my last album. Yeah. He sent a song for my last album. Yeah, he sent a song for it. Then goddamn, when it's time to clear the song, he don't clear the song. So the song didn't make the album. Like, look,
he ain't clear it.
Man, didn't clear it. Didn't clear the song.
What you mean ain't clear the song?
Yeah, he did. He worked out. Then you get on the internet, keep talking about thug this and that, man. Cut that cap ass shit out, man. You rapping be crazy, boy. You rapping hell, boy. They got.
All right, y'all heard that. Songwriter Sonny said he had a snitcher's accent. Oh, that's that Georgia accent, beloved. So Lorraine says, so people would rather have bullets flying over their heads while trying to sleep at night and can't go shopping with an incident which causes death than deal with Trump. Sad. Well, first of all, Lorraine, I don't know where you got that from. Who's literally laying in bed sleep with bullets flying over their heads? Honey, you've been watching too many movies. Have you been watching The Shy? That's what you've been watching. Girl, you really think people are laying in bed asleep with bullets flying over their head? And even if they were, Trump's not going to be able to stop that. How many times do I have to say it? How many times do I have to say it? Because like I said, even if they had bullets flying over their head and Trump and the National Guard stood outside in front of their house for 30 days to make sure there was no bullets flying over their heads, when they leave, because eventually they're going to leave. They can't stay there forever. So once they leave, are the bullets going to start back flying or not? If they've been flying continuously. My guess would be yes. So again, how's this going to help? Honey, some of y'all need to sit down somewhere, honey. Y'all be acting like I'm the one crazy. Do y'all listen to yourselves? Do y'all listen to yourselves, honey, some of them? I mean, it's everybody's opinion can be different. That's fine. But don't sit here and try to critique me because I disagree. Okay? Talking about it's sad. If it is sad, it'll be sad for them, not you. Unless you got bullets flying over your head, and if that's the case, then you need to call the White House and tell them to send Trump to your house, to your neighborhood, so they can watch over you so the bullets don't get to fly. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Trump is not those black artists. Now, you can sit there and foolishly believe it if you want to. I'm here to tell you it's all gaslighting. Honey, some of y'all black people is just on the spare, honey. But anyway, let me continue. Now, I'm going to show this video and then I'm up out of here. Hold on. Look at this fool talking about he going to New Orleans and crack down on crime, honey. And Trump likes the New Orleans governor because they're welcoming him to come, honey. Okay, they welcome him.
Determination now: do we go to Chicago or do we go to a place like New Orleans, where we have a great governor, Jeff Landry, who wants us to come in and straighten out a very nice section of this country that's become quite tough, quite bad. So we're going to be going to maybe Louisiana, and you have New Orleans, which has a crime problem. We'll straighten that out in about 2 weeks. We can straighten out Chicago. All they have to do is ask us. The politicians are not in tune with the people. The people in Chicago, the people in Baltimore, the people in all of the places we talk about, they want to see us there. And I think we're pretty much waiting till we get asked. So we're making it.
Trump, sit down somewhere. D Major said we cannot normalize fascist tendencies from the White House. Exactly, honey. Child, some of these people don't care about it, honey. They just think it's all for the best, honey. They actually listen to Trump's stupid ass. I'm sorry, if you listen to Trump and believe anything he says and actually think that he makes sense, you're crazy. Okay? You're the problem. Okay, be disappointed in yourself, not me. Okay, please. Now, with that all being said, let's go to this video, honey, where the Indianapolis police went viral after a popular YouTuber alleged that they let a volleyball coach who's been accused of being a PDF file just get away after he thought he was hooking up with a 14-year-old boy, honey. All nefarious. Why doesn't Trump try to do anything to solve this kind of problem, okay? Why don't you do that, Trump? Oh, that's right. You don't even want to give us Epstein's list. But y'all sitting up here trying to caper Trump. Miss me with it.
Talk to 14-year-old boys like this anymore?
Okay, so just tell us what's going on.
Okay. He was talking to what he believed to be a 14-year-old boy on Grindr. He sent multiple pictures of his asshole and his private and his bare ass. And he was also telling the 14-year-old boy how he's a coach for volleyball. Obviously, you can see the alarming with that, especially with him being with boys 24/7.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say is,
Yeah.
I have run into this before.
Yeah.
I will say our prosecutor will not touch this. So I need probable cause that a crime has been committed.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. So I love that. Can I get your name and badge number?
Yeah. Last name's Keith, and badge number is. Actually, just give her 46175.
Awesome. Awesome. I want to tell you, today's your lucky day. You can run as many 14-year-old boys as you want, man. I hope you're happy about that. Here, since you can't look at any of the evidence, I'm gonna just read it. Oh, this is him getting by a dildo. Oh, okay. So we want to look at that, but we don't want to look at the text messages. This is his hole right here. Levi, is this your bill? Yo, my man, are you the man in charge?
I'm gonna need you to remove yourself from the property.
Okay, but it's an ongoing police investigation, so I'm gonna go send over by the police. I'm gonna go talk to yeah, let's go. So this is your building right here.
All one property.
It's all one property. There's no way you can confirm that this is his property. If you confirm that this is his property, I'll leave. But until then, I'm standing right here, and I'm gonna let every single parent know what the you guys are doing. You're a worse piece of shit than him. You. He came to meet a 14-year-old boy, Levi Garrett, and the academy owners are banning me from the premises. Are we gonna talk to 14-year-old boys like this anymore?
Okay, so just tell us what's going on.
Okay.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard, honey. They said it was nothing they could do. There was nothing they could do. I bet you if he looked like me, they would have been able to do something, honey. Please. They had all probable cause. Okay, people get arrested for that all the time, honey. Ask Chris Hansen. He used to get them locked up all the time. They talk about they can't do anything. The DA's not gonna do anything. What? You know, he might have been telling the truth because sometimes they let people who do that kind of stuff go just with a slap on the wrist, honey. Probation, don't even put them in jail, get no jail time, but they need to. Freaks. That's what Trump needs to be focusing on. Why isn't he focusing on that? Because the last time I checked, he used to be good friends with people who do that kind of stuff. That's why. Okay? Please dismiss me with it, honey. Trump can't do ish for me. Now, with that all being said, moving right along, let's go to the protest videos, honey, because they have been protests against Trump. And for good reason, because he's a whole idiot. Wow, they're going in on Trump, honey. Y'all reading the signs? I am so through. I can't blame him. Honey, even his own people don't want his behind out there, honey. They know Trump is just a whole con man. Okay, Trump doesn't mean anybody any good. Facts.
Federal troops in the city of Chicago. No militarized force in the city of Chicago. We're going to defend our democracy in the city of Chicago. We're going to protect the humanity of every single person in the city of Chicago. And we got the baddest freaking labor movement in the city of Chicago, birthed right here. We're going to take this fight across America, but we got to defend the home front first. Hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
What was that lady doing, honey? Trying to make her eat the flag? Like, what was her point putting that little flag in her face? I am so done, honey. You couldn't catch me at a protest, honey. I got better things to do.
We are not pawns for Donald Trump's agenda. Why now? It's because the military was called upon innocent protesters. We, in our oath to serve, we serve the people of the United States. The Constitution, these constitutional rights are being stripped and just denied and the military will not be pawns to that. So I'm calling upon the conscience of military members who served previously and now. We have a conscience with mind, and we have a duty and moral obligation to say no and resist evil.
Okay. And she's in the military and doesn't even want to do what Trump said because she knows it's all ridiculous. Just like she said, stripping away rights and freedoms. Now, y'all sit there and think Trump's doing you a darn favor if you want to be fools. And then when he takes away your privileges and all of that, then you're going to be sitting there crying and whining. And I don't want to hear any of it. All right, that's it. I'm about to be up out of here. Panther Strike says two things. Our reparations and the Epstein files. Honey, we're not getting reparations. I hate to be the very bad news. They are not giving y'all reparations. This is not going to happen. Okay, they already are lying about slavery and covering up history and hiding things and removing things, trying to disguise the dirt they've done. To give reparations would be proof of the dirt they did, no matter how they change the story. So they're not giving reparations. That's what they're not going to do. It's time to stop asking. It's time to stop asking and move on with life. Move on with life, people. It's not happening, okay? With that all being said, see, D Major Scalar knows that reparations aren't coming. I'm sorry to say, they're not. Hold on, D Major said we need to withdraw from society. Yeah, something else. Says Queen, stop FBA. Stop. FBAs need those reparations. Honey, we do need them. I need them too. But we're not going to get them. And that, listen, no matter what we need, we have to live and think realistically. They're not going to give them to you. They don't even want to give it to the people of Tulsa. And we know what happened to them. And those people are in their hundreds at this point, honey. They're not going to do it. It's not happening. Y'all can keep on wishing and wailing, but I'm over it. If they give it to us, I'll be first in line. But I'm not going to sit here and wait and hold my breath because I don't think it's ever coming. Okay? Ladybug said reparations will come when we cross over to heaven. Real talk, girl. If you don't sit down somewhere, you know, that's what they want us to think, that they can do all this dirt, be racist, do all kind of hate crimes and whatnot, and blow up churches and all that, and then still get to heaven and live lavish while they're here. But we got to sit here and struggle and be oppressed while we're here only because we're going to get to heaven someday, some way? No. I want my heaven right here on earth just like they have it, period. Okay? Okay, please. Why should I have to wait till I die to live life, honey? Please. All right. Okay, so anyway, honey, I don't have time to get into a whole metaphysical explanation about heaven and hell, y'all. I don't have time for that right now. But those that follow the spiritual channel, y'all already know what time it is. Okay? Everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live, honey. Some of y'all need to sit down somewhere. Ooh, honey, y'all be trying to go in on me. I don't even know why, honey. I'm just in here trying to do my job at the end of the day, and I don't work for any of you. Okay, first of all, I know some of y'all think I do. Honey, y'all be in here trying to go in on me when I'm just giving my little old opinion, honey, just like y'all. See, the funny thing is, I don't get mad about other people's opinions, but some of y'all get mad about my opinion, talking about y'all disappointed, honey. Don't be disappointed in me. Don't be disappointed in the Queen, honey. I can't do anything to hinder or halt your life. All right? Honey, all I'm trying to do is help you out. That Ladybug said, I love you, Queen. I love you too. But they be going in on me. All right? So with that all being said, I'll be back later. Everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay? And also don't forget to double check and make sure that you're still subscribed, especially if you have not been receiving the notifications. So I'll be back later on this evening, probably around 6:30. So even if you don't get a notification, check the channel. Okay, because y'all know how they do about the notifications. There's nothing I can do about that. All right. So anyway, I love you all to life. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show